What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Techtonica, where today we're continuing right where we left off, with Archive having just been finished excavating. Ended up having to get off early because I had things to do and all that.
Signal triangulated. New location added to HUD. If, then else.
Excavation for the next level, Laboratory, will most likely take a lot longer. You'll see why later. I saw something up here. Give me a second. It's unfueled for some odd reason. Something in the pipeline. Thought I fixed it fully yesterday. Did not. Okay. Let that go. Let's see. Found it. Head on over. Surprised it's not down one of those stairs. Don't really need this active, but put it anyways. That's cool looking. Not there before the last time we came in.
Well, everything I'm reading here explains the decay wave.
Does it?
Unleashed by the groundbreaker entering one of our cryogenic chambers. Yes.
Yes,
I
blame
take
me.
it the Calixians were less than appreciative.
That's an understatement. Apparently, the decay wave is triggered to go off if anything happens that isn't supposed to once the whole calixification thing gets underway. It ramps up over time until the entire planet basically eats itself alive. Our bodies got some kind of initial shielding beforehand, probably to keep us intact long enough to go cubic. But eventually, everything here will disintegrate. My guess is that calixification started when we discovered Zulu, and because the groundbreaker was supposed to either get sucked into a cube or turned into a zombie instead of jumping into a fridge, they tripped the alarm.
Yeah, I'd rather neither of those
Here
happen.
we go.
Heartless.
Again, not the way they see it. To them, a calyx that goes wrong is just like a bad apple that falls off a tree. It's like they don't even care that it means they don't get around to assimilating us. They just let us vanish.
This seems like an error in their thinking. If they let us vanish, would it not be possible for us to someday become exactly the threat they fear?
No. According to this, a species that fits the very narrow window of being able to get here and get to the bottom of calyx is always on its last legs, always on the verge of some unstoppable collapse.
These aliens may be ancient and advanced beyond our wildest imagination, Sergeant, but they do not know the future any more than we do.
They do, actually. They've seen it happen countless times. The number doesn't even have a word. Every single one of the symbols on this wall contains the agony of every being who interrupted calixification. In the end, they had no hope. No chance.
Nonsense. And it pains me to hear sympathy in your voice for these cruel defeatists.
You're wrong, sir. They know what we are. They've known us forever.
Okay.
Sergeant?
They don't see any of this
Okay.
as cruel. They see it as mercy. And so do I.
Amanda!
What? What happened?
You were not yourself. I apologize.
It's fine. I'll be all right.
I believe we have learned enough. We may not fully grasp the greater purpose that we have interrupted, but I do not suspect we will conclude it is wonderful. And it isn't worth what this is doing to you.
Maybe not. But I think whatever is happening to me is going to happen anyways.
Hey, it opened. And the door is having a time of its own.
This looks like some kind of archive.
How dare
Probably
they.
where Mirage socked away the best stuff she found at the dig sites.
A seemingly random collection. Without an ability to read the runes, she had no idea what she was doing.
But it's so well organized.
A surprisingly common trait of officers who have no idea what they are doing.
Damn.
I can detect a keycard on the desk in that office, sir. But it seems like Mirage locked this door personally. Any chance you can do that Zeta 17 trick of yours to open it?
No. It seems the Major kept this door locked with a cipher from before she was demoted. My override would have no effect.
So what do we do then? We have to get through here.
Task inbound. Illegal override. Sparks. Approach the door.
That distortion. You saved us from the freight elevator crash. Who are you?
Identity undisclosed. Multiple incidents. Things fell apart. Distance from your current position exceeds prospect of rescue versus greater priorities.
I'm not sure what our ability to rescue whoever this is has to do with a refusal to identify themselves.
I do. I know who this is.
Who is it?
You do not know. Data indicates a request for you to remember them only as they existed previously. Rationale? Undisclosed.
Yeah. That sounds like them too. Both of us, actually.
Sergeant.
I was wrong, sir. I don't know who that is. But I know we can trust them.
You can. Always. Initiating override.
Got some more of these. Not like I need them. Simpler Power Trim 3. No cannibals over here, just this.
This godforsaken alien language has reduced every translation algorithm we have to a state of insanity. The more glyphs I feed into it, the more gibberish it returns. But I digress. The silver lining of this endeavor has been another discovery entirely. A substance found throughout the sands and vegetation of Sector Sierra, which I have named sesamite. Sesamite possesses an untapped potential that our initial scans of the area would not have detected, and I am fortunate it did not. Pacific would have never given me the sector for myself and my drones if it was. I'm going to send an insignificant amount of it to my colleagues in Sector Victor to keep them at bay, though without any of my findings attached. I'm certain they will see nothing in it. They never fail to disappoint. As for the rest of it, I will divert it to my own laboratory and continue to have more of it brought in by my mechanical assistants. It is the only way this work will be completed, instead of mired in mediocrity.
There seems to be an access code here, sir. Likely for the private lab she mentioned.
With any fortune, that will be precisely where we find her. As you were, Groundbreaker.
I wasn't really doing anything. You can continue talking. Doesn't seem to be anything here. Unless it's forcing me to wait until this goes out to scan that. I'm not too sure. Come back later. For now, I did actually get the Mark II planters and the gold ore finished, so let's go actually finish them. And then
Sand
see.
elevation diminished. Local signal deciphered. Report to production terminal radio for triangulation.
Sure, buddy. There it is. Got lost. And then see why laboratory is going to take a little bit longer. But for now, let's set this here. Do both the ping and the task. Excuse you.
Signal triangulated. New location added to HUD. Crypt Keeper.
Yeah, that was the one we just did. Okay. T5, T6. Boom.
Terminal upgraded. Extreme Research Core technologies available.
Let's see. Gold ore excavation. Found in floor 14, laboratory. Got another one of those. Oh, got our first yellow. Gonna need 350 green to do that, so not gonna be doing that anytime soon. Smelting speed 4 and threshing speed 4. Not really useful. This, however, is found on floor 14. So I'm gonna need that. We're probably gonna need yellow for it. Unfortunately, we don't really have the means to do that at the moment. And I'll show you why. So I set this up yesterday. Yeah. This amount just barely makes the cut. If you look down at the bottom left, it requires 8,200 kiloliters per minute. There's 106,000 milliliters. And all of these, do I have any? That'll be done in a second. But you can see it does 350 kiloliters per minute per. If we had some more like powerful fuel, you'd be able to see it for longer. Like that one right there. But essentially, all of these combined only do about 9,000. And the amount of fuel required to do them is horrific. Like, built this entire thing. Essentially ensured that we got these making instantaneously. I could drop another couple down, feed them into this, but I've just barely got it like working properly and all that. So series is going to be ending here for the time being. I don't usually like doing that, but we're going to come back in a couple of weeks. I'm going to let this build up essentially into a couple of red containers. Enough so that I can just leave it overnight. And just let these finish their job. But it will take some time. I didn't realize that it would build up this fast, this soon. Because if you see these guys, again, do 8,200. We go down to archive. And you see these only have a refill rate of 1250. This area does. So that's a huge ramp up. Not something that I was expecting. Not too sure why they ramped it up that far. Especially when the last ramp up was only about, I think it was like only a couple hundred. Yeah, it's 250 exactly. So it's going to take a lot longer to get laboratory. Try and get it done by next weekend. However, that being said, we are going to end it here for the day. Continue on whenever I can continue on. I'll try to get the gold and Sesamite set up, all the things that we need. Until that happens, thanks for watching, and as always, have a great day. We'll see you next time.